Think that you paving for. I guess we should watch that
Viola Davis show.
Make them all mad, then you Hall of Fame go in OP mode. You better rope the dope. You the dopest, bro. Man, I'm the one y'all can't fuck with. You better pipe down with all that up. Then it's stuck shit. You just stuck up, bitch. I hope they bob and weave instead of buying
bobs and weaves.
That seems to be a common thing, man. Avoid the common things.
I swear.
They'll weigh you down, they don't care.
I swear.
That's how they claim that they was there.
Jay Iris in the building on Spotify. JA#1 RUS. Yeah. We about to get ready to get started here. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Bear with me. I do not own the rights to this music.
Attempt to adjust your rhythm. There's nothing wrong. We have taken control as to bring you this special show. We will return it to you as soon as you are grooving. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
11:30 be fine.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This Pops. I just wanted to pop in real quick. Hey, play our words.
Seasons in the building.
You know, coming up, we got Pops' perspective.
Let's tell you what it is, tell you what it ain't. Giving you the real, we'll never do the fake. Life is a gift, but sometimes we need guidance. Pops' perspective.
Yes, sir.
Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
You can't. Well, you can't. My reception's not that good. Oh, the clearest. Yeah, but can you hear me and everything? Jazz, lady, Jazz. All right. Well, nevertheless, we're gonna get crunk and get started. First and foremost, I want to thank God, who is the head of my life. Without Him, none of this would be possible. Without Him, I would be nothing. Without Him, I could do nothing. So I thank God for the strength and the opportunity to get on and talk to people and share with you what He shared with me in a format of betterment and health and just getting people information that they may not normally receive. We got some great things coming up for you, definitely, so we want to talk about that. I want to give a shout out to Exotic Pops, Poppin' Snacks, to Shawnee out in Mondora, and they got a Poppin' Snacks on East Colonial. Exotic Pops, Lefty _Global, and Notorious True. Shout out to them. Definitely couldn't do the show without a shout out to All Seasons. Go ahead and put your website in the chat so I could pin it, if you would. Everything that you see through Pop's Gems, as far as like the hat, things of that nature, my son, All Seasons, is blessed to be able to do that. He has his own clothing line that you can go and you can get your apparel, custom, one of a kind, definitely hook you up, and puts a lot of love and dedication into his work. So you're going to get good material, you're going to get a good product, and it's going to be designed with love. That's All Seasons. As you can see, I pinned it, allseasons.shop. So go online, tell him Pop sent you, and patronize him. If you don't do anything but go online and look at the merchandise. I mean, you know, everybody's looking for a brand and an identity of their own. So you might see something you like, and if you don't, I mean, hit him up. You never know. He's very talented. Can draw pretty much whatever you want, and come across that. Well, it's in the bloodline. He got it on us. But nevertheless, we're moving. Shout out to him. Okay, Lefty, I see you in the building. So, Lefty Global's in here. We got a show for you tonight. Sorry about the camera shaking. Jay Iris, my intro man, he definitely is doing his thing, waiting for him to drop his next album so we can get him on the show. Let me say this before I get into the show, before we really get started. May on Mondays is May's Mental Health Month. Okay, Safe House 3 joined. Okay, cool. May is Mental Health Month. So the first and second Monday, as y'all know, I'm blessed to know a mental health counselor by the name of Brooke Bishop, and she's going to come on each Monday and give us just a tidbit about mental health. Let me tell y'all something. Mental health is really important. You got to get into your mental health, because if you can't control your mind, you can't control anything else. If you don't explore your mind, you can't control anything else. If you don't know your mind, you can't control anything else. And in this world, we need to be on point. We need to be sharp. We need to know, like chess. What he said, this chess, not checkers. We got to be able to think 5 moves ahead on what we want to be and what we want to do. Okay, so Mondays, they're coming up. We're going to have Miss Bishop, Brooke Bishop, come on and do that. Also, I have very special guests each and every week. My special guests tune in, and I thank them for that. I don't call them followers. I call them gemologists. That's you, and you. I want to thank you so much for thinking it not robbery, to taking your time and tapping into Pop's show and really praying for Pops, because, I've been through a couple challenges health-wise here lately, but, like I said, the devil should have killed me when he had me. I'm under the anointing now. He can bother me, but he can't take me out. So I'm here and definitely pushing. Truth be told, no secrets shared. I'm in the hospital now, but the nurses are respectable. They know I'm doing my podcast, and I felt obligated and compelled to you, my gemologist, to really come on. I've been dipping and dodging. Okay, not dipping and dodging, but I've been health ain't been the greatest, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm under the anointing. I'm under the blood. All I ask is that y'all continue to pray so that Pops can get better and move on to higher things. You'll see less of Pops here in the months coming up, and what I mean by that is there's some things that are going to be put into place. So definitely want to send a shout out to all my gemologists for praying. And then now, as we get ready, last thing, we're going to get into the show. But am I my brother's keeper? And this is real important to me. It was placed on my heart that there's people that go through life every day, all day, and they're not at their greatest, they're not 100%, and then they come on your mind, for whatever medium you want to use. I believe in Jesus, the Christ, the Christos, the Messiah, and the Holy Spirit. But whatever you want to believe in, that's between you and your God. All I know is that every now and again, people will come on our minds, and I have developed a thing called "Am I My Brother's Keeper?" And simply what that does is it allows you time to send positive energy to that person that came through your mind. It may be you. You may be analyzing something you're doing, and it never hurts to get a good shot, a good burst of positive energy. It helps all the way. So for the next 10 seconds, please, ma'am, and please, sir, if you'll join me, whoever God has placed on your heart, whoever God has placed on your mind, and I say God because that's just me, but let us send them some positive energy that their needs be met. Not so much what they want, but whatever they need would be met. All right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and my brother's keeping. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, I have an awesome show for me as far as what I'm thinking. I had, a good friend of mine had told me about a podcast that was started. And so they started this podcast. It reminds me of the Breakfast Club. But they started this podcast on Spotify. And then, they'll be able to tell you more about how to get to them. But they started this thing on Spotify. And so it would be nice to have them uh, on the show. So I don't know if you can hear me. Do I need to bring y'all in? Oh, there we go. There we
Hold on.
go. All right. Do I need to bring y'all individually, or we gonna do this corporately?
Hold on. We finna see.
Okay.
Let's see what's happening. Hold on.
And we can hold this up.
P.
Push the stick up closer just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, P. You gotta come down, P.
Me?
Oh, over there.
Yeah.
I'm about to sit.
Oh, you talking about you said P? I thought you were talking to me. For those of you in the
B.
I can't even see you either. You gotta.
Hold on.
I'm over here in the comments. You can hear me?
can you hear me now? Can you see me now?
I'm about to get you right. I get you right, P.
Yeah, I don't want you to listen what you sound like on your on your headphones.
No. P. Oh.
Can you hear us, Pops?
I can hear you.
Oh, perfect.
Oh,
Yes,
can hear us?
You can hear us.
Brian, welcome to the
All right.
show.
Hold on, P. You probably gotta.
Well,
I can see y'all here.
Down.
If she gotta move, you gotta move in a little bit
Yeah, move
to the
it.
right, to the right. We're not gonna do to the left. We ain't getting nobody out.
There you
To
go.
the right, to the right.
to the left, to the left. That's true.
Y'all know you can see it
Okay.
here. All right, cool.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, I present to some and introduce to others. I call them, in my mind, they like the Breakfast Club. They are the Safe House 3. Now, the beautiful thing about this, uh, this, we lost one.
I'm fixing the mic. You good?
Okay, cool. The beautiful thing about this is I met got a friend of mine told me about the podcast. I went and listened to it, but I'm going to be under listening in too because I listened to the show,
Yeah.
but I only know one of y'all per se individually. So what I would like for you to do, and I know he's working on getting the mic and everything together, young lady, introduce yourself, tell
Yeah.
them who you are, and tell them what role you play in this trifecta, if I could say it that way.
Okay. Can you hear me just
I
fine?
can hear you
Okay.
wonderfully.
Okay, I got you. So my name's Peanut. That's what everybody calls me. You asked me to tell them a little bit about myself, or what was the question?
Yeah, tell them who's Peanut? Who is Peanut?
Let people know, man.
Yeah, I'm 25. I'm an AC technician right now. I love my job. I love my people. I met my peoples at HVAC school. So shout out to Southern Technical. Live with my peoples for right now, but I'm trying to elevate up out of that, of course. Yeah, get to it. Different goals and everything.
Sure.
Single, chilling right now.
Okay.
But I'm just living life. Got my friends and family around me, surrounded me. Every day is a good day when you're above ground.
Okay.
And yeah, for what I bring to the table or bring, especially to this podcast, I'm 25. My co-host, they 31, 41. So I guess it's just like my age as well, and then just my experience. Maybe what they went through, I didn't go through, and what I went through, they went through. You never know. So it's just stories I can compare to it. But at first, I didn't really want to, be on the podcast. I was skeptical, real skeptical.
Yeah, we had to talk her into it.
Real talk.
Yeah.
So when I finally came on board, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is not so bad. They made me feel real comfortable, real easy. These are great conversationalists right here. So these are brothers.
Okay.
Absolutely. But that little razzle dazzle, that's all I can really say.
Peanut in the building. Peanut, slide to your right just a little bit more. There you go. Peanut in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And now,
Thank you.
Lefty know me. I'm gonna have basically what I do is I have thought provoking questions, and so uh, yes, I'm gonna ask y'all different questions and get into it. But basically, I want the people to know who you are first. What is your tag, Peanut, on Instagram, or how
What's my
can people
tag?
find you? Yeah, how can
Oh,
people find you?
so my tag is JCN underscore det. That's DETTE. It's just a combination of all three of my names. That's all it is, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
But JCN underscore DETTE. So if you want to reach me, that's what it
Put
is.
it
Or
in the
just follow
chat.
the Safe House podcast. Yeah.
There you go. Just follow this. All right.
Follow the Safe
The
House.
man in the middle. And I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the man in the middle. Oh,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
my man. I know him. He makes friends with Hip Hop's gems. Matter of fact, he quit on me. He was my cameraman and kind of knocked me.
Bye.
But middleman, talk to the people who you are. We know who you are. Just
For
share with the
y'all
people.
that do know me, Lefty. For y'all that don't know me, Lefty. Same thing. Yeah, me and Pops go back way back. You know, everybody know that's Pops. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cousin Caesars. I see you in the chat,
Yes, sir.
Jasmine. Congratulations on y'all engagement.
Yes,
Congrats
sir.
on y'all for sure, for sure.
Yes, sir. Definitely was gonna shout that out. Yes, sir.
No, for sure. But yeah, we met all through HVAC school.
Okay.
My
That was
man
chilling,
right
huh?
here, Mitch, was actually the one that came up with the podcast because
Okay.
we used to just go around
Lost him. Either
doing the podcast.
you.
I was
Oh, there we
like,
go.
bro, it's crazy because a lot of people wanted me to, but I don't really want that light. So, but I was like, I know I talk crazy stuff to where I can make people, you know, they either gonna like me or they either gonna hate me for what I say. And for me, I really don't care. At the end of the day, I can still live. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let's go for it. So that's really my role, to like really shake, you know what I'm saying, people's feathers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people won't touch up on things, but I'm not afraid to. So that would be my role in the whole podcast.
All right. Well, Lefty in the building. And then last but not least, they say those are the last shall be first. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, it's I go by Bmack.
Bmack.
Of course, you've already heard the story of how we met.
Right.
I still don't even know how I got with these two nuts right here.
But
you know what I'm saying? I love them to death. 3 different age ranges. This is 25. You have 31. I'm 41. So we just bring different mindsets, different eras, and how we think and how we move about things. As far as my role, and I'm not the only narrator. I think like Peanut plays a good part in the narrator. Like I said, this is Mr. Rebuttal right here. This is Mr. Rebuttal. That's what we call him. Because he's gonna rebuttal everything. I think he just likes coming at us. That's it. We have a group chat. And all he does is, it doesn't matter what we say. We can say, you know what, it's beautiful outside. He's like, nah, it's a little foggy. You know, just to do it. You know, that's why he
and the way
I'm
he
definitely
says
like
it,
a narrator. And
the way he says it, that's what get me is the way he says, oh, it's cold outside. He'd be like, nah, bruh, it's a little foggy.
Pops, no.
oh my goodness.
Pops, no.
The way he said, nah, bruh. You're like, wait a minute. But
nobody else to be right.
Yeah.
Hey, when I'm right, I'm right. When I'm wrong, I'm
but you
still
know,
right, because I know I could be right.
let me say this. Let me say this, and I give flowers where they do. Pops was going through a season, and without being too graphic or demonstrative, Lefty was there for Pops. I mean, Lefty was really going. I don't know. Lefty really went above and beyond, and when he says Pops, it's not just the title of the show. We have a special connection, and you know, this man has gone above and beyond for me, any kind of way you can go without any hesitation, and and to have him, I cannot call him my son. I got to. And I did a show on Is Blood Thicker Than Water, and you can't choose your family, unfortunately, but you can choose your circle. And so, God put him in my life, met him through my son's seasons. And Peanut, I think you know my son, all seasons.
What?
I think you know my son, seasons, all seasons.
Who's your
Matt, does she
son?
know you? Ryder, he got so many nom de voirs. He crump dance, he does the hats.
Oh
Bro,
He went
if you just show me a picture, I'm better with faces
Lefty,
than
show
I
a
am with
picture if
names.
you got a
Pops, like
picture
for
in your
real.
phone of his page.
I don't think Peanut came across seasons.
Bro,
You don't think? Okay,
Throughout the time.
because he said, "Hey, Peter." Okay, so that's cool. But so Bmack, welcome to the show. Thank you.
man.
And then this is Safe House. Thank you so much. We had them scheduled before, but due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to shift the show. So we're glad that y'all are finally here. Now, collectively, I'm coming heavy. I'm swinging the hammer. Collectively, what is the mission or what is the purpose uh, for the Safe House? What is it that you're trying to give to the people?
So originally, I'm gonna start. We was at Texas Day Brazil, and we was thinking about the bunker. That it wasn't even supposed to be named the Safe House, but I know Lefty was saying like, reminding too much of the military, and then Bmack was like, it didn't really have a ring to it, And then I just popped out just saying Safe House. So I guess what we're trying to go for, or like the dominion of this man cave and podcast, you have a safe place and a safe a safe house to say anything you want. Not anything you want, because you finna get checked. It's us three stooges. Hell yeah, you finna say some crazy shit, because we some nut ass niggas as well. But we gonna get our point across, but we know how to read the room too. You know what I'm saying? So the safe house, like we want everybody to be welcome, because we've had guests on here and everybody's always saying like, oh, you have a nice setup, you guys have the drinks ready, we go out there and smoke, we eat, I want this to make this feel like a home, and Mitch does that perfectly. So shout out to him, because he provides the shelter and the whole setup and the get up, but we make people feel at home. You're safe here and you can talk about anything. So I guess that's our mission or our goal for the Safe House.
Yeah, I'm gonna double down on that, because that is our mission. Our mission is to just have a good, healthy conversation, safe conversation, to where we can touch on different topics. We talk about relationships. We talk about basketball. It's almost like barbershop talk.
Oh, wow.
But this came about because we come together every weekend
Right.
with our kids, and we just have random conversations. So that's kind of how the podcast started. So our mission is to just, be in that place to where we can have random conversations, give insights, and like I said, you have 3 different views.
Yeah.
And definitely 3 different age ranges.
And it's important
and having discussions.
Yep. In interjecting, it's important to have that contrast, because you get to a point where you're just preaching to the people.
Yeah.
When I say preaching, if it's one-sided, you're giving your opinion. Not saying that your opinion is not valid. Everybody's entitled to have one, but there's no resistance. There's no abrasion. There's no nothing. It's just you put out what you're gonna put out. In other words, you're gonna drink red Kool-Aid or you ain't gonna drink nothing.
Never.
Where having different and when you say different, there's so much difference in y'all. Excuse me for a moment. What you got?
The rosuvastatin, metoprolol, and gabapentin.
Thank you.
Anything else you need for you guys?
Y'all see where I'm at.
Yeah.
So anyway,
no,
I'm good. The devil should have killed me when he had me. He just messing with me. I'm good. I'm gonna be all right. I just had to take a little pit stop, change the oil, check the tires. I'm gonna be all right. I'm coming back. But yeah, like I was saying, the contrast. And so like is Pop's Gems. Pop's Gems wants the concept of a place where you'll think about the topic, make you think about it, compare it to your present situation, Either it's going to work for you or it's not, and you're able to come and not be judged.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I push. No matter who I have on the show, their ideologies and their mentality is not to be made light of, because everybody's an individual. And just because you don't eat turkey, don't get mad at me because I eat turkey. You feel me? You know, allow me to be me. And so Pop's Place is a safe space was the slogan. And so I'm glad that y'all came on there. So, okay, so you just met up, you happened to hang out, and you have a location. What is, for somebody that wants to, or better still, in the production, you said it was really Bmack's idea. What role did y'all play in going along to bring that to fruition, and why Spotify versus Instagram?
Oh, y'all can tell that perfectly because y'all immediately got y'all stuff on Amazon. Y'all bang that out because they meant business. And we all.
I mean, really, it was just everything just came about just like organically. It was just like, you know, we was just me and Mitch was actually over, you know what I'm saying, just chopping it up on a Saturday, and we was just looking at the equipment and stuff because we had already been talking about so many other things. And so I think when we went on Amazon, we was like, all right, bet we're gonna do the mics and everything. We seen it, I was like, bro, that's nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can do that, you know, as soon as I get paid, you know what I'm saying? So when that happened, we just went to recording, and you know, like kids in the candy store, like when you first get the equipment, and Pops, I already know, you know, because I was there when you opened up your box, you know what I'm saying? So it was like you was ready then. You may didn't have everything together, but it was like, all right, we're gonna go with it. So you know what I'm saying?
Live phone calls coming soon to Pop the Gems.
Yeah.
I have to throw that in there. Live phone calls. We're gonna be able to have you call in, and because there's times that people don't want to expose who they are.
Yeah.
But they have, you know, they may have a question or something. So yeah, we're gonna make that available. And yeah, Lefty, like I said, Lefty used to be my cameraman / everything. He would help me get set up because again, Pop's got a little difficulty getting around, what have you. But we would have everything set up, and he would film it and everything. He'd bring the people in, and everything was good. And you know, work ethics got in the way where he couldn't make it. But it's interesting that y'all say, you know, you got it together. And I want to stress this, to me, from what I'm receiving, there's a passion and a desire to do this. And in anything that you do in life, and this is Pops, anything that you do in life, you need to have a desire. You need to have a passion, or it's going to become tedious. There's a difference between work and a job. When you go to a job, it's natural. You're going to do it. It fits you. When you go to work, you got to put in effort. Not saying that you don't have to put in effort in this, because for those of you that are striving to do podcasts and everything, it's not for the lighthearted. You have to have a graphic designer if you want good posts. You have to have somebody that's going to come up with the different topics. You need to know what's a safe space and what's not a safe space. There's things that I won't talk about on my show because it's just conversation that's not going to lead to a resolve. You feel me? One thing, like, I could care less how many bottles of oil P. Diddy had. That's not something that I want to discuss on my show. Why? Because there's no betterment to that. The mentality of the show is to empower people to think for themselves, to is my time up? To think for themselves and to better themselves. So I'm glad to see that. So, and that brings the next question: who determines the topics, or how do y'all come up with what y'all gonna talk about?
It's a ping pong effect. Mitch got Bmack got a whole notebook. I have a notepad like from Blue's Clues, my handy dandy notebook, always with me. I be bringing it to work sometimes if I get inspired at work. Okay, cool, great. Let me write it down.
You got mail.
Lefty, anywhere he can see it, from a podcast, a TikTok, a Twitter video, anything. And then he's gonna bring it up to us like, hey, like this is what I saw, or just real life events. We see the news. We have ESPN on our phones. You know, we can come up with it.
Yeah. But the topics is more so these two. I have topics here and there, but for me, I rather not have a topic only because I like to go off the energy. So normally, it may be something that they may have touched up on, and then I maybe have been thinking it like a while ago, and I'll be like, all right, cool, I can insert that here, and then that's where I jump in that. So for me, I just freestyle a lot of everything I do, but topics, you know, we all bounce off each other and stuff like that. So,
and yeah, it's like for me, when I do the topics, I want to do like you said. I want to have just like an edge, like a pusher, like bringing up the topic to a conversation, and then let the conversation go wherever it needs to go, and nothing because I don't want anything to be scripted per se. Now, if I'm giving information that's certain, I'm going to be scripted because I want to give you detailed information. But as far as like with Lefty, you know, y'all said he's the rebuttal king. That's the why and everything. You know, human nature will cause us to want to know why this happened, why that happened. It's natural. We're curious. And so when he does this rebuttal, because like I said, I know Lefty for a long time, we would sit and talk. You know, we talk about all kind of stuff. You know, BMF was our favorite series, and we would talk about that all the time. And just like y'all said, I'd be like, yeah, they're going to do this, and then this, and Little Meat's going to do this. And he'd be like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm telling you. So it's good to have that contrast. How difficult was it, and I guess I'm speaking to Bmack and to Lefty, how difficult was it to get on Spotify? How did that come about? And why not Instagram or another medium where they can see you versus just a talk show?
I think what it was with Spotify and Amazon, our main thing is we wanted to go audio first instead of just following, you know, knowing who we were and seeing our faces. We wanted to make enough content and then you just hear us. You always hear us, and then create some type of I guess suspense as it is, and then we'll come out and do a visual. But the main thing was making content, making sure you hear us, making sure our topics are something that are relatable. So I think with going with Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Fountain, and all those other, our main thing was when we looked up the RSS website, that was the main streaming platforms that it used, and also Spotify and Amazon and Apple Podcasts. That's what they're known for, putting podcasts. Okay. And the fact that we could pre-record, just trying to get our everyday schedules in order, it just made sense to do it that way. You know, I have 2 kids. Aunt has 2 kids as well. Peanut is working all the time, so it's hard for us. Minus the Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. It's hard for us to link up and say, hey, we have this schedule because things just pop up. Right. So if we can pre-record and just lay out content, it just was easier.
And I think with the Instagram pre-record, you just basically do the show as you would any other time, and then play it at a certain date.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. So, for instance, we have an episode coming out on Wednesday, 9 a.m. It's already recorded. It's already ready to go, and it's scheduled to be put out 9 a.m. And so that's how we've been going about it.
And I think with the Instagram thing, for me, it wasn't like a big decision in the whole playmaking, but as far as the Instagram thing, I didn't want to do the Instagram thing because I knew Instagram was more so like people would kind of go to your page to see who it is talking, and if they mess with you, then they're going to check you out, and you already know how that goes. So so when he brought up the whole thing of, all right, let's not even do the visual. Let's see if people mess with us first. You know what I'm saying? Mess with our personalities, because then if they mess with our personalities, then they're going to want to see who's actually behind the voices. So I was like, you know what? I actually like that because I was like, you know, even with my soda brand and stuff like that, I have homies that know I do this, but just because it's me, they won't come bother you. You know what I'm saying? So when he came up with it like that, I was like, you know what, that ain't even a bad idea. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody can hear us at any point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like Instagram, unless you're, you know what I'm saying, unless like some people aren't even on Instagram. So, you know, if you're on your way to work, you can catch us not 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, definitely know that. And I want to get the particulars. I'll get them from you. But like I said, I listen to the show. I like the show. I like what it's doing. So Pops will definitely be sending people your way, so that they can listen. I mean, you got a network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you find people that are going the same way and doing quote unquote the same thing, then you need to support that because in essence you're strengthening what you're doing, especially if you're doing the same thing. So for me to send people to your podcast on Spotify is because I already know the content and the people. You know, I have a good discernment. Um, it would be sending them to something that's going to help them. Not that they can't do what I'm probably getting, but y'all might hit a subject that, you know, and break it down a little more different. Everybody learns different. Everybody understands different.
Right.
So what we're not doing enough of, and I say this louder than the mic, is we're not supporting one another.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with me promoting your show? You're not taking away anything from what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not affecting Papa Gems in any kind of way. Because of the similarity of wanting it to be a safe space, then, you know, it should be like, okay, hey, they're doing pretty much the same thing, just a different flavor. Let me send people their way, support them. And that's just the way I am. We've been on the air since October of, I want to say 2023, 24. But over 300 followers that are consistent, and and so, you know, I get people that have given me, you know, flowers all the way from Argentina about something that was said on the show, and I have to go back and watch the shows because and this is a question: do you, when you get in your mode and you get into the topic, you got to kind of go back and listen to what you said because you're like, it's like to me it's like a flow. Once I get in my zone about a topic, you know, and I give out the information, I got to come back and listen to it. I'll be like, dang, I said all of that. How do y'all compute your show?
It just depends on the day. I would think Ant can speak on that more because he'll come in sometimes and we might not even want to record that day. And he's like, yo, let's record.
Get the fuck up.
I'm ready. I got a lot to talk about. And, you know, we keep our notepad ready. But, Ant can speak on that.
Yeah, honestly, it really just be like, whatever I was going through, whatever during the week. And then, like I said, like, we even got it to where, like, we hang out, like, we was already hanging out on Saturdays, barbecuing and doing all this together. So, like, you know, that was already our safe space. You know what I'm saying? So, like, now, this is like, we just basically took everything we do on Saturdays and just put it into a podcast. So, when we look at it like that, it's like, all right, whatever I'm going through for the week, I'm like, all right, cool. I just gotta go. Hey, P, what y'all doing? Y'all on anything tonight? All right, well, I got one for them because, man, somebody made me mad. I'm finna get it all out.
Right.
And that's how I'm coming in. So when I come in like that, they already peep my energy to where like they ain't ready. So they don't even know what I'm finna go about. And for me, a lot of times I don't even have nothing to talk about. I just know if I come with that energy, they gonna come with it. Cause then they don't know I'm coming. So it's like, all right, well, what Lefty finna talk about? All right, well,
definitely gets in the mode real quick.
You know?
Yeah.
And then
I was there for the first time he went live, and he was like, afterward, he was like, bruh, I want to do live mode. I guess, you know, when he critiqued himself, and
he does have impromptu moments. He got
them.
Let's go.
And so we brought him back on the show, and, you know, he talked about it. He did on other shows. Let him free. Let him play that quiet role, but he got something to say. Trust me, he's been through enough The way he does it. The way he does it. Come to the building. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Do you where do you see yourself going as far as the show? Where do you see yourself going? And then the second backup question is, what is the goal for the Safe House 3? What is it that the mission?
For Bmack to come outside and interview people. Make him escape out of his man cave. He's very comfortable. No. I like the way that you described yourself. You said you were an iguana, a camouflager. I love that.
That's a chameleon.
Chameleon. There you go. Yeah. You knew what I was trying to say.
This is the net stuff that I'm talking about.
No. But you guys knew what I was saying.
Where I see it going, I definitely. I want to take it as far as even to radio or TV. I think this is just a stepping stone. The fact that we were able to do it, because like I said, it just started off as a regular conversation, and then all of a sudden we were buying equipment, and then we had a date. We said, okay, we're gonna start by this date, and we literally stuck to it. And so this is just a starting block. I do want to interview people. Yeah. We want to promote small businesses, bring in artists. We watched your show where you brought in the poetry artists. The poet. So we want to do things like that, promote, and not just one dimension of people. We want to do everybody. If you have something going on, we want to talk about it. We want to just. I'm not even lie. I want to take over Orlando. That's how I want it. I see it going there. This is just a starting block, but I want to take it as far as we can take it, and then keep going. If whatever goal we set, we're gonna step on that goal and go towards another. We're gonna keep going. That's what I want to do.
Let me say this from a pops mode. And Lefty will tell you, 3 years ago, you'd have told me I was going to be in front of a camera. I told you ain't no way in the world. But when you have a mission and your mission is like God got something for you to say, and you're an instrument to be used, then it's going to be natural. I see cohesiveness. I see, a flow that. Jazz, can you hear me better now? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I see a flow that, it takes, no piece of the puzzle is the same, but when they come together, they make a big picture. Can I say it that way? Mm-hmm. So there's 3 different pieces to the puzzle, but when y'all come together, you make a nice picture. And what I mean by that, I said, and I'm listening, 41, your upbringing and the things that you bring to the show may be different from Lefty. You have a female that's a female, so that's another perspective. And then you have the youth of the female, which brings another perspective. Because and for those of you that know, I'm 60, but I have young kids. Yeah, thank you. I have connections, and I keep my finger. Okay. All right, Brian, that's cool. I have my finger on the pulse of what goes on. And so that's why I'm really, really particular about who I'm going to have as my co-host. Yeah. I take my show very, very seriously. Yeah. And the reason being is because it's a mission. It's something that was given to me. Like I said, 3 years ago, I told you no. But when I seen y'all's show, and I had a lot of questions, and then when I seen Lefty committed to it, I was like, oh yeah, this is something that, because he been riding with me the whole show from conception of Pop's Gems. Matter of fact, he was there from the very first show, and there was times that I told him, man, come on the show, and he was like, But now to see him commit lets me know that there's something that's really being said. Unfortunately, I can't listen to y'all live per se on Wednesdays because I'm at work. But the fact that you can go back and listen to it is really amazing. So we thank y'all for that,
Thank
doing
you
that,
for your
because
kind words.
it's like I said, it ain't easy, especially the pre-recorded show. I can just imagine that. So my hat goes off to y'all as technicians and as individual speakers to come together and make the show come to pass. What at this point? What is your biggest strength?
Oh, one of the first things that we discussed when we wanted to start this podcast is that we didn't want no dead pauses in between our conversations. Because, like you were saying, you don't want nothing scripted. You want authenticity. So throughout episode 1 all the way up to episode 12 now, what is it? 1 to 12. The consistency of our conversations, we don't stop to break, or only unless we're taking a shot o'clock, and then we're always saying, like, hey.
Speaking of shot, I need it.
Yeah, we gonna take a shot after this statement, but yeah, we be taking a shot, or if like food
I
is
could
here,
take a shot
or
of
whatever.
water. I could do the water.
Cause you keep healthy. I'm not playing with you, but yeah, we don't lack on conversation. We're on go. We're bouncing off of each other's energy, and then the flow is very consistent. So yeah, just
I agree with that.
communication.
I think it's the energy.
Yeah,
the energy that we bring is unmatched. I like it.
Is, yeah.
I love our energy.
It's magnetic.
Yeah, y'all bounce off of each other real well.
Yeah. And then like I said, the different ages too.
Right.
Because like I said, Mitch is definitely,
here we go.
He a homebody.
Calling you old, Mitch.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Hey,
He's calling me old.
I'm glad Pop said it. I'm glad I ain't have to say it, but you know what I'm saying. But
wait,
Mitch is definitely at home. Peanut don't know no better.
Mitch,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm 25. My prefrontal cortex is all there now. Hey man, I'm only getting better.
So you don't know no better. So
my name is Mitch.
So yeah, just the ages. I feel like that's one of our strengths. Like we kind of got our hands in like different areas to know like what's going on in society. You know what I'm saying, with all different ages. So
I feel like I'm always teaching. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm always teaching.
But you know what? You know what, Mitch? I say this because for a long time, when I was on commenting on the B&B crew, I had a problem, or I felt some kind of way about letting my age be known. But let me tell you something: you ain't get to be 41 being no fool.
No. Oh God.
You ain't get to be 41, not knowing a little bit about a little bit. You may not know everything.
Hey, listen to the knowledge right now.
Right.
You may not.
Right.
Listen to the knowledge right now.
But it's like I tell them. I said, listen, all I can do, people in life can only teach you 2 things.
Yeah.
Remember this. You don't remember nothing else. They're gonna teach you what to do or what not to do.
Yeah.
If you see yourself wanting to be a millionaire, hang around millionaires, because what they're doing is getting them where you want to be.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you see somebody doing something that the outcome was not the outcome you want to experience, then don't do that. So in life, we have choices. We can determine, and we do it so, and I'm getting more into it, we do it so subconsciously that sometimes we really need to stop and check ourselves. There's stuff that we do habitually that we don't need to do. But because it's been engrafted in us for so long, we consider it the norm. Case in point, how many of y'all growing up was told you better eat everything on your plate?
Yeah.
Don't leave nothing on the plate. See what I'm saying? Now, look at the younger generation. That's different. Because when you was growing up, there was dinner around the table.
Yeah.
Now it's cell phones around the table. And who got what, and they sitting down. So the communication barrier is different. The standards that we had when I was coming up is a lot different. However, what I'm trying to break is that mold of traditionalism and be open to hear what the 25-year-old is saying. Consider it. And why? Because just because they're younger than you doesn't mean that they can't contribute. It doesn't mean that they haven't experienced things on their level that may not be as back in the day type scenario, but I'm facing another challenge at my level that you weren't facing.
Mm-hmm.
But
look,
so I can see.
Because I agree with you on this one. I'm gonna have to go ahead and check you because you're getting out of pocket.
No, you heard
because look, you will. We listen to you. But sometimes things that you have to also bring. You got to humble yourself. You just blame it on my
generation that you don't offer no explanation. It's these new kids. You can't do that all the time. You need evidence. You need proof.
It is. Right. Proof is in the pudding.
You need controversy.
And this is what I'm trying to say.
Nigga.
See that right there. This is where you nut right here. Because they don't want to listen. You see how she did all that talking, and I didn't get anything out because all she wanted to do was this. She wanted to be heard, but she don't want to listen.
I'll be right.
So Decibel in the building. Shout out to him. He just joined us. Let me say this. So from senior to senior to younger, if you're trying to accomplish something and you keep running it to a dead end, either you leave it alone or find another way to get in. For those of you that know Florida, if I told you, hey, I'm at the Citrus Bowl and I want to go to Universal, there's a whole lot of different roads you can take. Yeah. But the end result is Universal. So what you have to find, Bmack, is a way to get her to see your point and understand her point. And the reason I say it, I'm not trying to come on, tell you how to do your podcast. I mean, you do what you want to do. But what I'm seeing is the problem that we have with generational lines is that every generation thinks they're right. And they don't want to listen to the other generations. However, the younger generation has to understand that whether we were right or wrong, it got them to where they're at.
True.
And so now, because you've done some study and found a better way, don't resist the old school, enlighten the old school, and add to it. And say, I see your point. I understand the way you used to do things. So now this is how we're doing things, what's better. Because at the end of the day, you're going to do what's most comfortable until you're ready to step out of your comfort zone. The reason a lot of people don't ascertain what they really can do, their fullest potential, is because they're comfortable, and they don't want to come out of their comfort zone. I talked about it on the show last week. It's just like when you're scared at night, you had them bad dreams, and you got the covers over you, and you don't want to move, and you're looking at the closet, and you say, I'm staying in this bed. You don't want to yell. Yeah, as long as I don't move, the monster won't get me. Psychologically, that's the same thing that happens when you are in your comfort zone and you're afraid to step out. When you turn on the light, there's no monster. Turn on the light on your dreams. Turn on the light on your goals. Turn on the light on your ambitions. Know that there's really nothing holding you back, but you coming out of that bed, coming out of that comfort zone. Yeah. And so when you do that and you come out of that comfort zone, you're going to be able to go a little higher. Right. And the next time you come in, you won't be afraid because you know that what is there in the dark, is the same thing that's there in the light. Right. The thing is, what happens with darkness? There's no darkness in the presence of light unless it's a shadow. So you have to illuminate what it is that you're doing. And I said that to say, in your intermixings, it's okay to have friction. It's okay to have abrasion. That means that you just haven't settled yet. But there's a lot. Bmack, I tip my hat off to you because there's a lot of, even at 40, there's a lot of traditions that I feel have gone away, and today's generation is missing out. But that's a show for another day. I feel that way because of their stiff-neckedness. But I also blame the older generation by the way they're presented. Just because you put syrup on shit, don't make it pancakes.
Right.
You have to present your topic in a way that's palatable for the hearer. And so that's great when you got that contract. Now, Peanut, I'm not getting you off the hook.
Right.
Okay? Because, like Bmack says, you have to listen. A lot of the thing. Why do you think God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth? So that we can listen. And there's a difference between listening and hearing.
And hearing,
You
going
see what I'm
to
saying?
one ear, not the
When
other.
you listen
That's
to
true.
something, you listen with intent and purpose. Okay? When you'll listen to a song, but you'll hear a car drive by. See the difference? The car drove by, you heard it, it's gone. But you're listening to the song. So when people speak, you have to hear what they're saying and what they're not saying if you really want to help them.
Yeah.
And repetition usually keys on what it is that's really bothering them. So anyway, enough about that. Enough about me. Safe House
for
3.
2 seconds, Pops.
Come on.
Can I cut you off for 2 seconds? My phone finna die. We finna switch over to Lefty's phone because I don't want to cut you off and next it goes all blackout screen.
Not a problem. Follow me, Lefty, and I'll just join. Well, let me just bring him in now.
All right, cool.
Or however you want to do it. But that's fine.
I don't want to have no technical difficulties because you running this conversation real smooth, my boy.
I'm trying to make it do what it do.
Annette, oh my gosh, she's watching. Oh my God, I hope you're doing great, my love. Ooh, period. How the heck do you unscold this? I know that's right.
So come on Wednesdays at 9. You're constantly replayable on Spotify. So that's cool.
But it's not connected to this. Yeah. Can you still hear him?
Can you still hear us, Pop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
You just got to turn the camera to the left.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I can still hear him.
What?
Oh, this ain't plugged in.
No, we can still hear him.
Yeah. So does that matter to you?
Yeah, come on.
All right, come on, let's go. Shit. I didn't
I can't see Bmack though.
All right. That's all that matters then.
I can't see Bmack.
Yeah.
A little more.
I need to see my people now.
There we go. All right. Any questions, comments, anything y'all wanna interject? You wanna say about the and while you're thinking about that, what financial expenses are there and how do y'all cover them? Just take money.
Yeah.
When we talk about subscriptions, can you break it down for us, Bmack? Because that's actually a big part. Before we had like a team meeting, Big Mac was going over like how much like RSS was per month.
Call me Big Mac.
Bmack, you know damn well I ain't.
How does it sound right now, Pop?
He said he said he can hear us. You can hear us?
I can hear you good. Yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all stopped for a minute. I thought you was froze because Lefty don't move anyway. Pino was looking, and Lefty don't move. Lefty is statue. Look, Lefty, you walk up on Lefty. Next thing you know, Blicky. Where did this nigga come from?
Hey, you know how I do. But yeah, no, we pretty much break everything down the middle. If you know what I'm saying, if one person has it 1 week, you know what I'm saying, able to do something, they may cover it, and then we may break them off and break on the back end. But we all generally know that, you know what I'm saying, whatever we do is all for the business.
Yeah.
So it's not like, hey, I need this if you can run. No, like whatever we need, we just tend to get it done. So
yeah, with our with our RSS subscription, the one that shoots it out to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all that, that's around $15. And then we use a StreamYard app to also record and be able to edit our sound. And that's another monthly subscription.
Okay.
So what we do is, like I said, we just everything that's done, we split up.
Yeah.
We split up. And then, of course, if we ever start making money, then we'll start, allocating the money in the right way, that way.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to input, anything you want. I will say this, if I may, and I say it humbly. Put your pennies together go down to the courthouse and patent, trademark your name and your logo, because the biters are out there.
Oh, trademark.
Yeah.
Trademark, and then you can start. Well, then you can start your LLC under the Safe House LLC, and then what you do is everything you create a business. The Safe House will actually be a business, and you can have your own finances for that. Safe House credit card.
Yeah.
You can progress little by little, but the main thing is, because I'm doing it with Pops Gems. The main thing is trademarking, so that nobody come back and say, no, you can't use that. I mean, you don't want to build something for years and then somebody comes along that has trademarked it and you can't use it no more.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a little tip to Pops Gems, from Pops Gems, because I'm in the process of working on that myself. Individually, goals and aspirations. Where do you see yourself going? And I know this is a typical question, but where do you see yourself going within the Safe House? Peanut, ladies first.
So,
Sorry, look. The family life don't stop. I gotta make sure my son eats.
I hear you. Bro, I'm in the hospital. You ain't said nothing. I'm in the hospital. You ain't said nothing. I got nurses coming in, and I'm like,
yeah, my bad. So my bad for dipping off. That's all. I just want to say my bad for dipping off. I'm over here trying to handle it.
No,
family
you good.
Business. No, he said, what was? If you could repeat your question one more time for me.
What is your mission? Where do you see yourself going in the Safe House 3? What is it that you desire to reach, your personal goal in it?
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself speaking on it, because I know everything happens one day at a time, one step at a time. So right now with us doing audio, the next step is definitely video. Going on Instagram and doing live interactions and like creating a setup. So that's the next step for us, and doing on not Instagram, I'm sorry, YouTube.
Yeah.
For me,
because after a certain while, you can go live through YouTube. I have a YouTube page at Pops Gems where you can see all of the shows that I've done. This show will be posted as well, so that way people that missed the show, because the story only lasts so long on Instagram, and the reel only lasts so long. But Lefty will tell you, I created a YouTube page, so that you want to go back and see the show. I critique all my shows. I listen to all my shows. Lefty will tell you, I watch them all, because I want to put out I want to do a good product. Lefty, your turn. What do you see yourself?
For me, my individual goal would probably be